So let's leave that a little bit aside and have a discussion with the gentleman who joins me in studio, Charles Wokabi.
Thanks for having me.
Uko vipi?
Niko salama kabisa.
Mzima kabisa?
Yeah, excited about tomorrow.
I know a lot of competition is expected to be on the mark tomorrow.
Yeah.
And again, Absa coming on board and saying we are pumping some money here because we know there are some good talent, some big names, some small names, and all this is a package that needs to be supported. Tell me the reasoning behind it.
No, 100%. So first of all, I think we are really excited about tomorrow. Absa KTN, this is the 4th edition, as you said. Been doing this. We started during the COVID times when it was quite a closed up period, and so Kenyans didn't really get the chance to come out and experience it. The last 2 years have been somewhat much better. You know, last year the field was ecstatic. You know, Kenyans came out in large numbers and almost filled up Kasarani. We hope to fill up Kasarani tomorrow. Really great environment as we see our Kenyan greats run alongside some of the world's best, some of the names that you've been mentioning here. And really our hope is that we can get to see our Kenyans, you know, walking to the victory podium in, you know, on their home soil, in front of Kenyans, in front of their president, in front of their, you know, cabinet ministers, and the whole hog of Kenyans that we are encouraging to come out of, you know, to come out of their homes tomorrow with their families, kids, and come just cheer on our team Kenya. When you think about it, you know, and we say this a lot at Absa, there is nothing really that says Kenya better to the world or louder to the world than athletics. Wherever you are walking, whether you're in London, New York, if you tell anybody that I come from Kenya, they are likely about to ask you about Eliud Kipchoge or something about your marathoners and whatnot. And so when you hear even some of those greats like Shelian, they're saying, we really love to come and run in Nairobi. And we really recognize this as something special as Absa, and said, we want to be part of this thing. And why do we want to be part of this thing? When you think about our athletes, they work so hard every day, you know, despite all the challenges that we face as a country in their communities, you know, the challenges they face through their trainings and whatnot. And yet every single time they overcome this, and many times we've had our national anthem sung, you know, in different parts of the world. And when we think about that really as a brand, we say there's something special there, and that's the spirit of determination, the spirit of tenacity, the spirit of go-getting. I'm not gonna let go, I'm gonna chase it until I get the glory, right? And you know, you hear Ferdinand Manyala talking about breaking world records now. Is that spirit of ambition? At Absa we call it Africanacity, and so when we recognize it, we celebrate it, we support it, and that's why we're investing in Absa Kipkeno this year.
We're talking about the spirit of Africanacity. I'll take you back because we've had Sirikwa Classic, we've had Magical Kenyan Open, now we're having this Absa Kipkeno Classic. In your own take, and maybe in the company's perspective, sports tourism is something that as a republic we need to take with a lot of seriousness, you will agree. And I think these are some of the avenues that can be able to highlight what Kenya has on and off, maybe the track and the pitches and all that, but also some of these people that came 3-4 days earlier, I've seen a number of them very, very happy to be able to know that we have national park in the city.
Just in the city. And if you think about it, and if you think about it the way you're talking about, is a number of global sports events that rally, you know, the world to just sort of focus and see there's something great that is happening in Kenya. We were just, you know, with the Magical Kenya Open a couple of months back, great tournament seen in over 400 million homes across the world. If you just think about the scale of this, you know, and putting Kenya into the TV homes, you know, in the TVs in the homes of 400 million people across the world. It basically is doing something special for the country. And for us, that's really the other reason why we really connect with this type of properties, is because over and above just sports itself, there is a much broader economy that we are supporting. You know, when you talk about sports tourism as a whole, it's an industry providing employment and opportunities to a lot of Kenyans. You know, and when you think about just that whole ecosystem, if you think about, for instance, tomorrow at Kasarani, you've got lots of people who are employed just because of tomorrow's tournament. And as you say, you've got all these big names, and most of them are happy to go and say, you know, I'm running in Nairobi. Wow, you know, after the race, I had a chance to get to the national park. And these things do something great for our country, and that's really the patriotic duty that we want to play, you know, as Absa.
I know, I will understand why sports for me, and because I'm in the industry and I love it, and this is what I do on a daily basis. But for you as a brand and everything that comes with it, a person might argue and ask, why sports?
think about it this way. We are a bank, right? And so somebody may say, you know, you're a bank, you should thrive and only focus in the world of financial services. Yeah. But who do we bank, right? A bank can only survive, or actually forget a bank. An organization can only be successful if the communities and the surrounding in which it is operating are successful. Yeah. When we look at our country, sports is a big part of the economy, right? And you've heard even the current government talk about the role of sports in just, you know, in reinvigorating our economy. Mm-hmm. We think that sports is a big economy, and that's why we see a sense for us to continue investing in this space, because we are building talent. If you think about all the money that these athletes go and earn, you know, when you talk about our foreign exchange earners, I think we should be talking about sports as higher up there alongside tea and floriculture and that stuff. So I think there is a real business case in investing in sports. It's talent of our young people. You know, it's a high income earner. You can build a career out of it. That's A. But B is just the whole fanfare, the passion. Yeah, if you know, talk about you know, the English Premier League, where we are again at the, you know, the financial partner, or talk about the kind of unity that you find with Kenyans. For instance, when we are watching the Boston Marathon or the London Marathon, there is a coming together of passion points, you know, of the excitement. And I think that that's something that we want to harness as a society, and just use these moments to create hope, you know, in a world that is full of negative messages and negative energy and you know, and worry about tomorrow and what might be happening in our economy or not. Here is something that you can just plug into, you know, build your hope out of. And if you think about really the lesson that we are learning from our athletes, against all these backgrounds that I've been painting, they've gone out there, they've beat the best in the world. They've gone out there, they've built the challenges they are facing, they've come out victorious. And as I said, this is really what Africanacity is, what they are doing every single day when they are on the tracks or in the field events. And that's really a spirit that we identify with, and a spirit that we have invested in, and a spirit that we will continue to invest in.
Now, let me be an advocate of an athlete that never went to school, one that went and won some few millions because of running. But coming back to the country, investing becomes something like a term that maybe I'll say I have no idea. How well do we maybe try and impact and give this kind of athletes something special that they can also be able to understand how well to utilize their finance and maybe save also for the future?
Absolutely, and I like that you've asked me that question, because I'll tell you something. When we were doing Absa Kip Keino last year, some of the athletes said, you know, we appreciate, you know, the investment in the tournament and the prize money, but how much better can Absa support us? And we sat back and said, how do we motivate our athletes to be better, right? And last year we set up a KTN, and we were saying every Kenyan winner who crosses that finish line as number one, we'll give them 50,000 shillings. This year we went back to that story and we said, let's enrich this. Let's enrich it so that it's not just a cash, it's not just a token. So this year we made it better. And answers to your question, so for every single Kenyan who participates in the Absa Kip Keino tomorrow, whether it's in the national events or in the core events of the Absa Kip Keino, if you're crossing that line as a top, you know, you're the first person to cross that line, so you're the winner of the race. We'll give you 100,000 shillings, right? Now the difference with this year and last year is that we don't just give you cash money. We'll put this money for you in a wealth and in a wealth management and investment account, and we'll build for you a wealth management and investment plan, so that we help you. You know, you go out there, you win the London Marathon, you come back with a lot of bucks. What do you do with this money, right? And we want to play a much bigger role in promoting their holistic development, so that you're excelling on the tracks and you're excelling in your personal life, and your investments, you know, are growing. And we feel that doing it this way is what will play the rightful role in helping these guys even contribute better to our economy.
I think that is something. Maybe your final sentiments, because I know there is a lot that will be happening tomorrow, a lot of expectation, but maybe as we conclude, what will you have to tell anybody who's watching out there?
So you know, the excitement is there. We started this morning, we were at Kasarani. Today we were there to plant some trees. You know, the environment, we can't take the environment out of any conversation we are having here. We've just been seeing the effects of climate change all over the place, and you know, we are lucky to have a federation in Athletics Kenya, whom we really celebrate together with the Ministry of Sports for being great partners, and not just being great partners from a sporting perspective, but also recognizing that we have a job to do from an environment perspective. So today we started a tree planting activity. Tomorrow morning we are back there again, 8 a.m. We want to plant 2,500 trees around Kasarani. If you think about, all these, these aspects that, bodies like World Athletics, FIFA look at when they are determining where do we take sports. So you've got things like air quality, right? And so we want to continue investing in that. So tomorrow we wake up, we start with a tree planting activity. But the real calling, for me, my real excuse me. For me, my real calling card here is to all Kenyans. Let us show up tomorrow. Let us be there on the stands. Let us cheer up our Kenyan athletes. Let us stand behind them as they take this. It's a very competitive field. You might have seen some of those names, but we believe we've got the best of the best. And for us, the greatness will be in singing the national anthem on our home soil, celebrating our Kenyan athletes, beating global athletes here on home soil.
Not once, not twice. We hope it will be a number of times.
Absolutely.
Definitely will be there.
I'll be there, and I hope you'll be there, and I hope everybody watching will
I'll also be there, and I'll come with the number.